today we have Ellen Schaeffer.
Everyone out there, nice to meet you all and hope to see you in yoga class soon.
I haven't even been able to take your class yet. I can't wait. I've heard amazing things. So we're going to start with your questions and just kind of go from there, okay?
Great.
So your first question is, other than yoga, what is your greatest passion?
Well, I love the opportunity. I like to do international travel. National travel's fun too. I love being exposed to new cultures. I love things that push my edge, where I am being asked to drop into a new experience and open my heart and mind to different ways of being. So I find that really exciting.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Where have you been?
Well, I've done a lot of travel. My most recent was I spent 16 days in the Himalaya in Nepal. Part of that time was doing a trek, tea house trek through Annapurna mountain range. And I've been to India, I've been to Cambodia, I've been to Brazil several times. I've traveled all over Europe. I've been to some of the islands. I travel as often as I can.
And where is the most beautiful place you've ever taught yoga?
In the mountains, in the Himalaya, in Nepal. I was leading a yoga vacation in Nepal, so I had 22 students with me on that trip.
When did you take your first yoga class?
I took my first yoga class, I was 21 years old, which was quite a long time ago.
What prompted you?
You know, I saw an advertisement, I saw a posting. I was curious. I always had an interest in, yoga was pretty unusual in those days. There weren't a lot of yoga studios, there weren't a lot of yoga teachers. So I was just attracted by probably the exoticness of it at the time.
Yeah.
And I had this wonderful teacher, her name was Ellie Brown, and she hooked me. I've been engaged in studying, practicing, and teaching, it's well over 30 years now.
Wow, that is amazing. Now I understand the travel part too, because you like to be different, and that is great. I've heard your practice is very peaceful. Your voice is like butter. You have this very calming effect, and you really just give an excellent class. So
I'd have to honestly say it's the philosophy and the psychology of yoga, of discovering the importance of being able to be still at the level of body and mind. And in that stillness, better able to ride the waves of life, because life is always changing. And I think particularly when we look at a time like this with COVID, that where do we how do we access the inner resources to minimize our own suffering during challenging times? Yoga brought that to me, and that has become my passion to bring that to other people.
And what kind of class do you teach? I mentioned just somebody's comment about your class.
Well, I have a really diverse background and diverse training. I trained as a yoga therapist, which allows me an opportunity to work with all sorts of groups who are healing from physical and psycho-emotional challenges. That's coupled with years of Ashtanga and Vinyasa practice. I'm trained as a Vinyasa style yoga teacher. So my style's really eclectic. I'd like to say that after all these years and after teaching, I can read a group really well. So I really want to adjust and adapt my classes to meet everyone's needs. So I've become skillful in teaching mixed level. So when I see a student is challenged by something we're doing, I can easily articulate how to modify or adapt a pose. And, when I see that I have a group of stronger students too, then I can give enough that everybody, I can hold people's interests and meet their needs in practice. So that's my intention with every class, is to just try to meet the students exactly where they are.
Well, it's good to know, because there are people who have never taken yoga. There are some that are new to it, like you mentioned, or there are advanced So it's good to know that to not be afraid of it, because
Right.
as an instructor, you are there to help guide them.
My regular teaching schedule, I teach from very gentle therapeutic chair yoga to strong flow class. I always tell people that you don't need to be flexible to do yoga, but yoga will make you more flexible. So I think there's a lot of misunderstanding around that.
There is. You answer a lot of questions that people might have.
Right.
So it's great information.
I would just really encourage folks to try a class. Just like we resonate with different people to make friends. So if someone comes to my class and it doesn't rock their world, to continue trying other teachers, and
Yes.
so that you can find your niche and where you feel comfortable. 8:30 on Mondays.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today and
Great.
for letting people get to know you a little bit better.
Thanks for taking the time to do this, Lisa.
Yes.
I'm excited to see everyone in Connecticut.
Yes, we're happy to have you there, for sure.
Thank you.